What's going on? We're back into another video, and today is another episode of Movie Review Wednesday. We're back on that movie review grind, but before we even get into any of that, first off, new set, trying it out. Let me know what you guys think. I got some of my fun memorabilia in the background. I mean, of course, we got the pops, but then the ticket stub holder that my girlfriend made me. Of course, we got the Stark gauntlet, and we got some other knickknacks over here. Let me know what you think down below in the comments of the new setup set. I'm just kind of brainstorming, kind of trying it out. Will it stay this way? Probably not. I don't know. We'll see, but just let me know down in the comments below what you think. If you are new, first off, this is how Movie Review Wednesday works. I gotta pull up the synopsis of the movie, but basically what we're gonna do is each week I review a movie, and this is what we do. Give you the synopsis, tell you what the movie's about, then I will tell you where it is rated on certain rating websites, then I will give you my review. I will tell you the good, tell you the bad, tell you what I liked, tell you what I didn't like, then I will give you a rating from A to F, and then we will have a discussion down in the comments. So if you are new, thank you so much for taking the time to click on the video. It really means the absolute world. Let me just pull up the synopsis real quick. It really does mean the absolute world. Like, it really does. I took a bit of a hiatus. And the fact that you guys are still here, still supporting the videos, still clicking on them and checking them out and liking and commenting and subscribing, it means the world. And I really appreciate that, because it would have been very discouraging to come back to YouTube and just everyone's gone. You know, because I've worked very hard to build up that not fan base, but community of people. I've worked very hard to do that, and taking a little hiatus because I had to because of school and stuff would have been pretty discouraging, but you guys stayed. It means the world. Thank you so much. But yeah, without further ado, I think let's stop yammering and let's just get right into the synopsis. So the synopsis for this movie: zombie slayers Tallahassee, Columbus, Wichita, and Little Rock leave the confines of the White House to travel to Graceland in Memphis, Tennessee. Along the way, they encounter other post-apocalyptic warriors and a group of survivors who find refuge in a commune. The scrappy fighters must now rely on their wits and weapons more than ever, as they soon find themselves in a relentless battle against smarter, faster, and seemingly indestructible zombies. 7.3 out of 10 on IMDb, 67% on Rotten Tomatoes, 67% on Fandango. So I enjoyed this movie. I did. I hadn't seen the first Zombieland. Like, I went into this raw, not seeing it. I went and saw this. I loved it. So then I came back that night and rented the first Zombieland and watched the first Zombieland that night. So I have made my review. I've made my thoughts after seeing both. So I have seen both, just flipped. But yeah, the first thing I want to say is that it's a good sequel. It is. You're jumping right back in. Obviously, there is a time jump, because there was a time jump in real life, and characters grew and got older, especially Abigail Breslin. She had the biggest growth. But it held up. Some people were kind of worried, like, oh, is it going to hold up now? You know, it's been so long. It definitely held up. I watched both of them and I'm like, yeah, I can totally believe this. This is totally believable. And I really enjoyed that, and I really give the people that made this movie props, because it could have fallen completely flat. It could have strayed away from the story and strayed away from how the story was, but they hit it out of the park, and I gotta give them credit for that. They did a really good job. And the next thing I want to talk about that has to do with that is that the performances stand. The core four, they still gave great performances like they did 10 years ago when the original one came out. Those performances still stood the test of time, and it felt like they didn't even go anywhere. So that's a lot of credit to the core four: Woody Harrelson, Jesse Eisenberg, Emma Stone, and Abigail Breslin. They all did a fantastic job. And I ended up really liking where they went with the story. The next thing I want to say is that the comedy was fantastic. I was in a good theater where I had a good audience experience, but it really checked out. Like, there were times in this movie where I literally was wheezing, laughing, dying laughing. Like, it was embarrassing at points, but it was that funny, and I just enjoyed it that much. The next point I want to hit is that the action was really good. It was really good. You had that first montage that you see in the trailer of them fighting the zombies outside the White House. That was awesome. You got the final zombie battle at the end, which I thought was really good. All the action in general, gruesome, gory, zombie kills. It wasn't like a Ready or Not where I found it kind of disturbing and kind of too much. It was, these are zombies, like, this is believable, I like this. And so it hit better for me on that front. There are great new additions to this film. This is a spoiler review, by the way, so there's going to be some spoilers like right now. There were 2 additions. One was Thomas Middleditch. I forget. I think the other one was like something Owen. I don't remember. But they were there to kind of like be the alter egos of Tallahassee and Columbus. And that dynamic was fantastic. It was so funny. It was so great. And the fact, and this is spoilers, the fact that they both get bitten and die, like, within 20 minutes of being on screen is perfect. It is so funny. It was executed really well, and I think they really did great. But the best performance, I have to say, and this is, very divisive, like it's 50-50, was the addition of Madison. I thought she was hilarious. She was playing this kind of, dumb girl that doesn't really get it and isn't really, doesn't know a lot about the survival and stuff. And it worked really well. Like, she came in and gave such a different dynamic from the rest of the characters. And whenever she'd pop up, it would be very funny. And overall, it was just a good time. And I had she was the best audition. There's also another lady, I forget who the actress is, but she is like Woody Harrelson's love interest. She was really good. But overall, the new additions were very welcomed. I really enjoyed them. And the last thing is there's just a lot of great bits. Like the 2 new guys coming in and being like the alter egos of the 2 main men. That was great. The whole Babylon kind of peaceful in a zombie apocalypse community was great. Those were all great. Having the guy from Berkeley and him being some like hippie that smokes weed, I thought that was funny. I thought that was great. The bits overall were really great. That has a lot to do with writing. I think it was a very cleverly written, witty written movie. And that's the type of movie this is supposed to be. And I really liked that and got a kick out of it. And I thought they did a really great job. And I really just enjoyed it. We'll go with the bad real quick. It's a little bit of pacing. It's pretty much it. It was a dumb, fun, comedic, just popcorn movie. If you're like a critic that's into old classic movies, you're probably not gonna like it because it's a dumb, fun, go sit in the theater, laugh, and have a good time movie. That's why I'm rating it as high as I am. I'm not gonna tell you yet. I'll get to it in a little bit. But there was some pacing. But overall, I just had a good time. I was going in to laugh and have a good time, and that's what I did. That's what I had, and that's why I like this movie so much. It's in my top 20. I don't think it's not in my top 10, but it did a great job. The performances were great. I think it was written really well. The action was executed really well, and overall, it's just a fun time at the movies. So I got to give you guys a rating. I gave Zombieland an A-. I had it at a B+ originally, but then after watching the first Zombieland, and then after really thinking about it, I was like, you know what? This movie really like stands the test of time, and it really does a good job at being a sequel to the first one. But it's unique in its own right as well, and that's one of the things I really liked. But overall, just a combination of all of that made it a really enjoyable time. It was very funny, and I would highly recommend it if you want to just go lounge back for like almost 2 hours and just have a good time. I would recommend going and checking this movie out. It's just dumb fun, and I loved it. I had a great time. But guys, that's pretty much it. Again, thank you so much for taking the time to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know down in the comments below, what did you think of Zombieland 2? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let me know why. I'd love to talk to you guys down in the comments below about it. But guys, that's pretty much it. Thank you all so much for liking, commenting, and subscribing. Have a great rest of your day, and we will see you in the next video.